What's up guys, it's Rochelle and today we're playing Love is Strange, the demo. So this is a fan-made game based on Life is Strange, as you can see here. And it's a visual novel, so basically it's more for romance because, you know, love is strange. And there's like 4 routes that you can take. Like, we're playing as Max Caulfield and we can romance Chloe, Rachel, yes, Rachel is a romance option, Victoria, and Kate. But this is just a demo, so I think we only can romance Chloe. So let's just have a look, shall we? And mind you, I can't really do voice impressions. I'll try my best to do Max and Chloe, but yeah. Day 1 introduces Max to a photo contest at Blackwell Academy. Max can choose who she partners with for the photo contest. For demo purposes, we've chosen Chloe as Max's partner. This is day 2, Chloe's route. The breakfast rush at the Two Wheels Diner always takes me by surprise, even though I've been coming here since I was a kid. The atmosphere is always electric. The frantic energy of the bustling staff, the impatient, hungry truckers perched at the lunch counter like hulking, churlish birds on a wire. The sleepy locals slumped in their booths over steaming mugs of coffee. I've been here nursing my own coffee for 10 minutes now. This morning, I woke up to a text Chloe sent at 2 a.m. asking me to meet her at the diner at 8 sharp for breakfast. She's late, of course. I should probably be more annoyed than this, but I'm kind of used to it. Chloe tries, but she's never been able to keep a schedule. It's kind of a miracle she manages to make it to her classes on time, most days. I suppose this means I should be more worried about Chloe of all people to help me with my entry for the photo contest. But Chloe's never let me down when I've needed her. Not ever. And she's not starting today. I can't stop the smile that spreads across my face when Chloe enters the diner. She scans the room, panting a little, looking disheveled. When her eyes light on mine, her face breaks out into a grin of its own, and she makes a beeline toward me. Hey, sorry I'm late. She slides into the booth with effortless cool, shooting me her most charming apologetic smile. You mad? Let's try all the weird options because this is just a demo. I laugh, shaking my head and taking a sip of my coffee. This is actually pretty punctual for you. I'm impressed. Chloe laughs too, looking visibly relieved. She slumps back into the booth, beaming playfully and knocking her foot against mine beneath the table. I know. Not bad, right? Chloe grins at me like we're kids again. Like we're sharing a secret. Even though I've been back in Arcadia Bay for a year now, there's something about being on the receiving end of her smiles again that still kind of takes my breath away. I can tell I'm staring at her with what must be the dopiest look on my face, but I can't help it. Deliberately, I drag my eyes from her face and scan the diner, licking my lips. You hungry? God, yes. Chloe cranes her neck dramatically, looking around the diner. Where's Joyce anyway? I'm gonna die of starvation before she even takes my order. Then she'll be childless, and you'll be partnerless. And my sad, hungry ghost will be forever bound to Two Wheels. Cursed to hunt greasy truckers and painfully slow wait staff for eternity. Not so fast, Casper. Chloe snorts. I kick her lightly beneath the table and continue despite her interruption. Joyce should be out with your food in a minute. It's like flipping a switch. Chloe's face lights up, the previous conversation immediately stricken from her memory. She leans forward, seizing my hand in hers and dragging them across the table. Max, you've been my best friend since we were kids. My first mate, my partner in crime. And now, the girl who buys me breakfast. I'm ready to take the next step. Max, will you do me the great honor of marrying me and buying me food for the rest of our lives? She's been doing this more and more lately. Saying things that could be just joking but could also be, well, flirting. I just can't figure out if Chloe's being deliberately confusing or if I'm such a colossal social dunce that I can't tell the difference. Chloe waggles her eyebrows, squeezing my hands playfully. Max? I laugh awkwardly, feeling a blush rise on my face and yank my hands out of the grip. Who said I'm buying? Chloe pouts, bottom lip jutting out dramatically. You know, I just offered to spend the rest of my life with you. The least you could do is offer to pay for my... Wait, what did you get me? Let's say oatmeal. A piping hot bowl of healthy oatmeal. Chloe groans, flopping back into the booth and shooting me a sour look. Gee, thanks, Mom. Joyce busts out of the kitchen a few minutes later, expertly balancing trays loaded with breakfast foods. Chloe smirks mischievously, leaning forward in the booth, no doubt with something cheerfully antagonistic on the tip of her tongue. But the morning rush is so hectic that Joyce barely has the time to set our plates down in front of us before tearing off across the restaurant to attend the family of 5 that just filled up the last free booth. Chloe looks briefly disappointed that she lost the opportunity to annoy her mother, at least until she remembers there's food in front of her. Chloe eats with the sort of single-minded ferocity not uncommon in wild dogs. She's got about the same level of manners too, I remember, thinking of all the times she'd stolen food right off my plate and unconsciously hunching over my meal when she looks up and starts eyeing my waffles. You gonna finish that? Yes. Down, girl. I pull my plate closer to my body and wave my fork menacingly in her direction. Chloe pouts, fixing me with her best puppy dog eyes. No. Worth a shot. Chloe shrugs and leans back into the booth. So, I bet you're pretty pumped to get started on your project, huh? I bite my lip, shifting my gaze from Chloe's eager face to the window facing the street. I watch a few cars pass by, trying to gather my thoughts. I guess I'm excited, but... I glance back at Chloe, unable to stop the smile that tugs at the corner of my mouth. She always knows when there's something I'm not saying. But I'm pretty nervous too. I still can't believe I actually volunteered for the contest. I can. Chloe says it like it's just a fact. I feel butterflies flutter in my stomach, nervous for a whole nother reason now. Confidence has always seemed to come as easy as breathing to Chloe. And I get it. She's tough and beautiful, and smarter than she gives herself credit for. That all makes sense. But it's her unwavering confidence in me that I just can't wrap my head around sometimes. Max, you're like the best photographer in school. I know sometimes you get all in your head about this shit, but it's really not so complicated. Of course you're gonna kill it here. I smile gently back, hearing the hesitance at the end of her sentence. But... Chloe smiles bashfully, cheeks flushing just slightly, looking up at me through a fringe of blue hair like a kid with her hand in the cookie jar. But it was kinda surprising you asked me to help you with your project. What? Chloe shifts in her seat. The food is gone now. She has nothing to distract her from the conversation, so she grabs a packet of sugar from the center of the table, tearing it open and pouring the contents out into shapes on the tabletop. Joyce is gonna be so pissed. I mean, there are lots of, you know, good photographers in that class, Max. I basically only took photography so I could hang with you and Rachel at school a few times a week. Chloe, you're my best friend. There's no one else I'd rather have in my corner for stuff like this. Chloe looks up from the pile of sugar she was carefully shaping into swirls in the center of the table. Best friend. Her tone is light, but the look on her face makes me feel like I didn't say it quite right. My first mate. My partner in crime? The girl I buy breakfast for? Chloe's face breaks out into a wide grin, cheeks pink. In that case, can I order... No. Chloe laughs. Worth a shot. So, I guess we better get started on this thing. The rules say you need to take a photo somewhere in Arcadia Bay. Do you know where you want to go? You decide. Actually, why don't you tell me where you want to go? Chloe had pulled the beanie off her head and tugged it down over my eyes as soon as we got into the truck. I had wanted to put it off, but she levied the vague threat of swift retribution against me. Remembering all the retaliatory pranks she had unleashed on those who had those who had dared to oppose her in our childhood, I decided to play along. Even with my eyes covered, I had felt excitement radiating off her for the entire drive. I can't deny I'm eager to see what Chloe has in store when the truck finally rolls to a stop. Sit tight. I hear the car door open and close. Then a moment later, I feel the door on my side open. She leans across my body, unbuckling my seatbelt for me and wrapping a hand around my elbow to guide me out of the cabin. I stumble anyway, my clumsiness trumping Chloe's best efforts to help me. She catches my weight against her body, steadying me with one hand on my hip, the other still gripping my arm. Whoa there. Sorry. I can feel myself blushing, for once grateful that the beanie obscures so much of my face. You okay? Her voice is so close and quiet. The gentle pressure on her fingers against my hip makes my heart beat faster, and I nod dumbly. You ready? I can hear the excitement in her voice. A fluttery feeling blooms in the pit of my stomach. I'm excited too. Yeah. Chloe yanks the beanie off my head, and I squint against the sudden explosion of light. Oh. I look around, taking the heaps of rusted metal, the scraggly weeds, the towering evergreens looming in the background. It's a dump. A dump. Chloe brought me to an actual garbage dump. She furrows her brows, folding her arms across her chest. Excuse you, this is a junkyard, Max. Look around. I do, turning slowly in place and getting a better look at my surroundings. This isn't some shitty trash dump. All this stuff is scrap, you know. I nod, not really sure what the difference is, but persuaded by urgent tone of Chloe's voice. It is pretty cool. Let me show you around. Chloe takes off with a still skip, grabbing the sleeve of my sweater and pulling me behind her. She leads me on a whirlwind tour around the yard. We weave between stacks of rusted out car bodies, pick our way carefully through the jagged metal and broken glass, around a field of dental metal drums and old tires and rebar. It doesn't take long for me to start to understand why just what Chloe loves about this place. There's a sort of serenity here, among all the wrecks and the refuse. It's kind of beautiful. Chloe drags me over to an old trawler and offers to boost me up over the side. I decline. That thing looks like tetanus waiting to happen. But Chloe just shrugs and hauls herself up over the side with a cheerful disregard for her own personal safety. She struts around atop the boat, posing and flexing, mugging for the camera like a charismatic jerk she is when I fall back to snap a few shots. Oh no! It's the jet pirate Bluebeard, here to plunder Arcadia Bay! Arr! Chloe's pirate impression is as hilariously bad as ever, and I can't help but laugh. Chloe rolls her eyes, offended, and casually flips me off. Shut up, lamb lubber. Don't think I won't make you walk the plank. She walks to the tip of the bow and kicks over a chair, propping up a leg on the upturned seat. Fuck that Bluebeard shit. Call me Captain Morgan. I snap another photo, grinning. Captain Morgan. She laughs and hops down without warning, tossing me one of the metal curtain rods as she had been waving around atop the trawler. What's this? Your sword. En garde. She takes a slow swing at me and I react on instinct, deflecting the blow with my curtain rod and leading us into a full-blown sword fight. She swings again and I react on instinct, deflecting the blow with my curtain rod. And it's bizarre because we've done this dozens of times. We're grown-ups now, but somehow playing pirate with my best friend is still easier than breathing. For as much as she's changed, for all the hair dye and the tattoos and the weed smoked, and the occasional bad attitude, there are things about Chloe that are just fundamental. Like, she can still make the dumbest, goofiest shit still seem fun and exciting. Her laugh still makes my heart skip. Her smile still warms me up from the inside. And she still gets way too cocky in a sword fight, leaving herself wide open. I feint to the right, almost feeling bad when she lunges predictably away, defense slipping. Almost. Chloe's eyes widen as my next swing comes down. She knows she's going to go. She knows she's gonna get sent straight to Davy Jones' locker. Frantically, she tries to dodge, but ends up tripping over a stack of tires and landing right on her ass. Damn it! She sinks back into the pile of rubber in defeat, breathing heavily. I grin, feeling a trickle of sweat roll down my temple. Hey Chloe, maybe we should stop. You're looking pretty... Max, don't say it. Tired. Chloe groans and rolls onto her side. Slowly, she pushes herself up to a standing position, patting down her pockets. I'm not high enough to deal with this right now. Come with me. She leads me around the cinderblock shed, along some train tracks and back into the junkyard to a clearing behind the school bus. Chloe hops up onto the hood of an old car, patting the spot next to her and sparking up a joint. The mellow is warm from the sun as I take my seat beside her. We're sitting so close, I can feel her pinky brush against mine on the hood of the car. Tentatively, I reach over and hook my fingers over hers, watching the slow smile that spills across her face in response. I'm really glad you wanted me to help you, Max. I already told you, there's no one else I'd rather have helping me with this. Chloe speaks through a puff of smoke, looking out towards the trees. I know. Not just because of that, though. I knew you'd be busy with this project for the rest of the week, and I really wanted to spend time with you. Max, I'm leaving. I feel like all the air has been sucked out of my lungs. What? Chloe winces and takes a hint off the joint to buy herself some time. I need to get out of here. I'm so sick of this town. I'm taking off at the end of the week. I just need to go someplace for a while. You're leaving? Only for a couple of days? Or weeks. Look, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm coming back, alright? No, you can't do that. Chloe, what the hell? You can't just leave. Chloe slides down the hood of the car, dragging the smoldering tip of the joint along the mellow to stub it out. She spins on the balls of her feet as soon as she hits the ground, leveling a glare at me. Yeah, Max, I can. I am. She pops her eyebrows, like a challenge, mouth twisted into a scowl. My heart catches and I'm so mad for a second. Chloe and I don't fight often, but for good reason. She's the only person who's ever been able to get under my skin quite like this. I open my mouth, ready to argue again, and then I notice Chloe's hands tremble, just barely, when she goes to tuck the unfinished joint into her pocket. I pause, flicking my eyes back up to her face. She's still staring me down, ready to raise hell, but anger was always easier for Chloe than fear. I think about her nervous admission in the diner, the hesitancy in her voice when she told me she was leaving. And I know that my reaction now could break her. Okay, wait. Chloe's face goes slack with surprise before her defenses come back up. She shifts nervously in place, the look she's giving me now still wary but less certain. What? I take a deep breath and pat the empty space next to me. Come back over here. Come on. She hesitates, gnawing her bottom lip nervously. Chloe, please. Reluctantly, she takes a seat beside me again, propping her heels up on the front bumper and draping her arms across them. I don't want to fight with you, Chloe. So, if you're really leaving, let's not spend our time together that way, okay? Okay. I've never been out of Arcadia Bay, Max. And sometimes it feels like I'll never be able to. And that's terrifying. I don't expect you to really understand. But I need you to trust that this is what I need right now, okay? It's rare to see Chloe so earnest. I smile despite the lump in my throat, the tightness in my chest. Okay. Chloe stumps forward a little, relief, and I finally get how tense she was before. This must have been eating her up. I reach out and take her hand again, and she perks up a little, shooting me a small but earnest smile. Guess we'd better get back to school, huh? I smile back, squeezing her hand as she slides off the hood of the car and pulls me to my feet. Guess so. Her hand in mine is warm. I hold it for as long as I can. Whew, okay, that was a lot of talking for me. Okay, that's Love is Strange demo. So in the actual game there are 4 romances, and it's not going to come out till next year. And I'm thinking of course playing this would be quite interesting, but I'm not going to do everything by myself. Maybe I'll find someone to do it with me. Don't really have anyone in mind yet. Maybe. Let us see. So that was Love is Strange. Thanks so much for watching me play this game. Please leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See yas!
I double dare you. Kiss me now.
Do it! Just do it!
Like you give a shit. Forget the bitches here. Forget the dickheads there. Leave them all to die.